let's actually get started. I think let's get started. I don't think I have anything else to say. All right, we are here, we are live, everything is going, and it's time for me to, I have a reactor. Yeah, it's time for me to play some more I Am Future. I really enjoyed playing this the other day, and I'm just looking forward to playing more. Let's go back to Def Yarm. I'm gonna put the buckets away so I'm not carrying them around. So, let's see. I might sound a little sleepy. I'm doing a morning stream for once. One is kind of an experiment too, also because, I don't know, I just didn't have anything I wanted to do bright and early today, and so I figured I'd just stream for a little while and put some time into it. The one experiment thing that I wanted to kind of do with this is, oh, I should go make some more pest spray. This area could actually use it. One thing I've noticed recently when I've been streaming on YouTube is if I had a video up beforehand, the video will actually have like a period of time where it's like impressions and click-through ratio is much lower. And so I get the feeling that YouTube is actively being like, oh, you know, prioritize promoting this stream instead of this video. And that's kind of not what I want to have happen. It's not really a big deal. It's easy to work around. Just stream before I upload for the day. And so I wanted to see if that was, you know, how viable that is. Both like from a viewership perspective and a me perspective. I used to stream early back when I lived with my parents because they didn't have air conditioning. And it was like truly miserable being there. Where like it would be 90 degrees in the house and you know, in my little like recordy streamy nook, it would be, you know, at least a good 5+ degrees hotter than that, just due to the fact that I had a hot computer, you know, doing hot computer things. And so as a result, I'd always been a little bit, well, I don't know, like I did morning streams for at least a little bit, and that was fun. And then I stopped doing them after I moved. Let's see. And now it's kind of like, well, maybe I do go back to morning streams. It's not like anything ever happens in the morning. Like, I never do anything in the morning otherwise. It's usually why I'm kind of nocturnal. Because, you know, if I wake up at noon, who cares? You know, wake up at noon, I have an hour to get to whatever social event people want me for, or, you know, go out before the sun goes down or something like that, and I spend the rest of the night just chilling and having fun and doing whatever I want. But hey, if I get my streaming done in the early hours, then I can have just the rest of the day to get all of my other work done. Let's see. It baffles me that all houses I lived in with my parents are absolutely miserable when it came to temperatures. Why are they okay with that? I don't know why my parents are okay with that, but like for a while, temperatures weren't that bad. You get the occasional freak hot day, but it wasn't like 90 degrees for the whole summer. You know, these like big freak heat domes that are happening once or twice a year in certain places, like that's new. So when I lived in Portland, the weather was generally expected to just be 70-80 degrees tops during the summer, which is manageable. You know, maybe it's a little toasty, but it's not that bad. But due to climate change, it's like, oh no, these houses were not meant to deal with these kinds of temperatures, and they're not set up to have air conditioning, and so there's kind of this lag time between the, you know, the new normal. Oh, there's a Ucoin vendor back here. Looks like it's a lot of hats and some other things, but it does look like they want a bunch of food, so I'll have to come back and check this one out. Let's see, will there be more Wholesome vs. Astroneer episodes? Probably not for a long time, largely just because we finished it. Obviously there's the new DLC, and I'll have to look into what the new DLC entails, but I'll be entirely honest, like, Madi, Avak, and I really enjoyed it. I don't think Penta did, and so I don't think I'm going to be convincing him to play Astroneer again anytime soon. Also, I had to like private host the Astroneer server, and I stopped paying for that private host, So I actually don't have access to the old save files, so we'd have to start over. And that would be a pain. I think I'll check out the DLC myself at some point, but not anytime soon. Let's see. So what prompted you to start on Twitch again? I've been meaning to do it ever since they allowed for simulcasting on Twitch and YouTube, but it was one of those where, like, I didn't really have the will for it, and at least for a little while you had to pay restream if you want to stream on both without having this big dumb watermark. Like, back in the day when I restreamed on both, you didn't have to pay because restream was new and hadn't started enshittifying yet, so it just didn't matter. But, you know, obviously companies got to make money, so they started, like, just having this big dumb watermark that no one wants to see. And I don't want to have to pay a fee just for, like, a basic service like that. And, like, obviously I could. It's a business expense. It's not that bad, but it's still one of those where it's just like, I don't know. Didn't feel particularly meaningful for a while. Because I was actively only streaming if there was something, like, I really wanted to stream. You know, there was a game that I wanted to do a full playthrough of, or, you know, I just wanted to do something different with my day rather than just, like, endless first impression videos. But let's see. Oh, today is Thursday. Okay, so I do actually have a hard cutoff time of, I think it's like 1 o'clock. I'll have to check my phone real quick, because I actually do have an event. I have an event today at like 1. Or is it 1:30? Let's see, live feedback, 1 p.m. Okay, so yeah, it's a 3-hour stream. Maybe a little bit shy, but that should be perfectly okay. Now, the watermark removal fee is one of those things that, while technically a business expense you can write off on your taxes, it feels horrible to pay, even with the tax write-off. Yeah, it's kind of that. It's one of those where it's like, I know they're providing a service by letting me restream, but it's still one of those where, like, I just didn't want to do it. And also, to be entirely honest, I don't like Amazon that much. I don't like Google that much either. Like, I find both tech companies kind of reprehensible in a lot of ways, but it's one of those where it's just like, how would I describe it? I don't know. I just wasn't particularly keen on supporting Twitch for a while. Still not, but wow, there's a critter there. But it's one of those where it's like, you can't escape that, at least with what I'm doing. That, like, no matter what, I'm going to be supporting tech companies that I maybe don't like that much, and I just have to accept that. Let's see. And I figure, I don't know, it's just about time. I know there are a number of fans that were never going to watch me on YouTube, or streaming over there, and so it seemed easy enough to just bite the bullet and finally start streaming on both. Okay. Oh, right. I need to go back. Here's the issue. It was a cloudy day. There's no power. So I'm pretty sure my zap towers are completely out of juice. As one of the mods, I know I've said it before, but I prefer Twitch. It's moderation. I like the moderation tools better. It feels better from a viewing perspective as well. I'm always interested in the viewing perspective. I know people have said that they, like, prefer the community side as well. Okay. There we go. Nothing untoward happened. I'll have to go set things up, but on cloudy days I need to remember to come back and actually refuel things. Ooh. We have so much plastic I can actually throw it into the foam generator. We can also do memory modules. Somebody was saying you can make microchips here, but that's not the case. Let's see. It is entirely foam panels and memory modules. Because I don't have many microchips at the moment. I'll have to maybe go buy them? I don't know, we'll figure it out. Let's see. What was I going to do? I have a lot of biomass to work with. But I don't want to convert it all over because I do need a chunk of it. Oh, do we even want plastic? Yeah. plastic is the one that I go through the fastest, so we might as well. Yeah, the other thing was, just on like a personal and mental health perspective, I like streaming, not necessarily more than YouTube videos, but I can't do all of one or the other. That's where I quickly do start having some, I don't want to say like mental health problems, but like when I'm only streaming on YouTube, I feel, or not streaming on YouTube, when I'm only streaming, I feel like I'm just chained to the desk and spending too much time here. If I'm only doing YouTube videos, I kind of lose connection to the games I'm playing. I know that sounds probably a little melodramatic. Oh, I should have been making floor patches. That's what I need all the plastic for. But that, like, imagine if you only ever played the first hour of every single video game in your library. And I know that's, like, actually true for a lot of us. You know, it's just kind of inevitable. You know, you play a little bit, you hit the novelty threshold, you're like, oh, that was fun, and then you just never play it again. I think I'm just going to start turning almonds into biomass. I think I'm just going to start turning a lot of this stuff into biomass, because I just don't need it. Let's see. Right, I should probably go grab those buckets as well. Yeah, we should refill so these things don't... Yeah. I do not know why that happens, but that's fine. Looks like that's filled up. Oh. I do have to swap buckets. That's awkward. I was really hoping that I could just double bucket and it would do the trick. But alas. Doesn't look like it. It's fine. Let's see. What else was I going to do? Right. Probably just convert a bunch of these crops over into biomass. Those are the seeds. I should not be doing this. I mean, luckily we had a bunch spare, so it doesn't really matter that much. What else was I going to say? Oh, right. Kind of losing my connection to games and stuff. So one of the things that I've been wanting to do lately, you might have noticed that, like, I put out an announcement the other day about participating in the Indie Game Awards as, like, one of the jurors and stuff. But I've been kind of struggling back and forth on how do I support the games industry better? You know, in its current state, it's kind of in a... I'm going to say it's in a rough place. That, you know, there's just too many games, not enough time. And a lot of people, you know, don't have the bandwidth to play all of them. That's understandable and it's kind of inescapable. But there's a lot of games that actually do get a lot of people playing them. I'm gonna probably just turn a bunch of these worms into biomass of some variety. Okay, let's just go back to making floor patches. So I should refuel the generator before I do too much. Because, yeah, that's totally out of juice. What's the battery doing? Battery still had 217, so it does do its job. We should finish the other one kind of ASAP, though. Because if I have two batteries that are maxed... Oh, I should stop so I have two stacks, or at least a stack of 50. So what do you need? Batteries. Oh, that's nice and easy. Let's get a stop weed spray while we're here. I guess there's the anti-parasite spray, which is a little bit better. There we go. Because, yeah, finish the other battery, and hopefully we can let those store slowly. What I'll probably have to do is set up a second solar farm somewhere. And yeah, what do I need to upgrade this one? Foam, matrices, and solvents. Doable. Let's see. Can't forget that historically YouTube audiences are less mature. That hasn't been the case for a while. It was the case when I was playing Scrap Mechanic, but now that I've largely gone, well, I mean, I've gone completely cold turkey on Scrap Mechanic, the audience maturity very much has matched. In fact, I'd actually say it flipped. That in general, YouTube tends to be a little bit more mature. Mostly because they're quieter, so it's easier to manage. You don't have people going like way out of control over there. But that's, I don't know, you do get more random drive-by comments from people. Let's see. I wonder you should try Elin. Yeah, I want to. I know that's going to be the kind of game that I need to play probably by streaming it. And I want to clear some of my other games first. Okay. Excellent. A true angler knows every last detail about their targets. Oh, this is trivia. Now, final question. Our entire planet flooded because of... I actually don't know. I'm gonna just do global warming. We'll see what happens. Android clone. Young man, your presence has brightened this old man's days. What's new under the sun today? Harvest was good today. Android clone. I have no idea. Okay, we get coupons. We get Cosmopolis Life. That's nothing. We got stuff from Stan and no more. Yeah, that's one point I'll give YouTube. The chat maturity level's been great. Yeah, I can actually see the statistics for, like, the age of people watching me on YouTube. And, okay, is it... Oh, it's a bright sunny day, so my solar panels will actually do things. Nice. Let's see. We just need light bulbs to boost that one. Sure. And then we might as well send the drone out. At some point I'll have to reorganize this so the entire back half is... covered. Let's see, what was it going to say? Distracted. Oh yeah, just covered in solar panels. Let's get the limitless solar generator. I need light bulbs. Grab those, boost that up, and we'll make it work. YouTube also works better on mobile. Off Wi-Fi, Twitch freaks out a little bit. Huh, did not know that. But yeah, so I've actually been watching my YouTube statistics for like age ranges just slowly go up over time. That very much my audience, on YouTube at least, is aging with me. I'm assuming it's going to be the same on Twitch. Obviously, it's been a year and a half since I last streamed, so who knows what my statistics look like. Yeah, are we getting older? I mean, pretty much. But I don't mind it. I find younger audiences can be a little fickle. Namely, I want to appeal to people that aren't going to go to college in a couple of years. Not anything against teenagers or anything like that, but I found the biggest drop-off... let's see. Let's take a look at what Stan has, and then we'll figure out everything else. But I found the biggest drop-off from, like, a viewer perspective was every year I'd have a bunch of fans go off to college, and then I'd never, ever see them again in live chat or YouTube comments or anything like that. They'd be like, yeah, I'm going to college soon, I'm so excited, and then just never see them again, and that's fine. But it was one of those where it's like, that's... let's see, ooh. And more repellent canisters. Sure. They're pricey, but it seems practical to just get a bunch of them. Okay, then I can buy exactly 2 gifts. I don't know, let's get a Zen picture. I think we needed a Zen picture for the bomb anyway. Yeah, dang, homework taking time away from important things like video games. Yeah, kind of. It's mostly just one of those where it's like, I don't know. I don't want to have to constantly cycle in new kids into my audience just to sustain my channel. I've seen what that does to other creators, and I just want nothing to do with it. That you usually have to, like, really chase trends, whereas, I don't know, after a certain kind of age range, people just are interested in games again. That feels dismissive. Kids are plenty interested in games. I don't know, I was having a conversation with someone recently about, like, you know, why would I play this? None of my friends are going to be playing it or interested in it. I'm just like, that's kind of a weird way and sad way to react to enjoying video games. But I kind of get it. When you're younger, like, you really want that social experience. But from my own perspective, I have zero interest in what my friends are playing. I mean, I might. Like, The Bazaar sounds fun, and maybe I will give that a shot. Oh, it does just output things. Let's see. Let's go deliver these, and I probably should actually drop some things off. But at least we can do that remotely. And build some, like, kind of container chests across the board. Games are good for a child's development. I think it depends on the game and the child and some things. Let's see. I definitely knew a lot of people who probably played too many video games growing up and needed to tone it down a little bit. But you really want to have that nice balance. I don't think I need the bigger, fancier spray. I don't think it does me any favors. The small, cheaper one is just reasonably good. I'm not too interested in building a kid audience. It's too much. My stuff is calm and relaxed. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Whereas, like, I don't know. Let's see. Move these over here. The other question is, like, very much, do kid-focused creators tend to have... How would I describe it? Do they tend to burn out faster? I know there was the... What was he? Diamond Minecart? Was he the one that kind of decided to make a music channel or something? It was like one of those big Minecraft YouTubers, and he burnt out in like a really big way. Okay. So 4 pipes, oil can, and a transformer. I might actually be able to do this. Make your tie. Supposed to be make your time, but whatever. Okay, crafty. Let's move things back over. Yep. Looks like we can upgrade this. What's the next tier? So I just need 1 electrolytic solution. That's doable. Seems to be it. So now I can actually drop off pretty much everything and anything I could possibly need in this area. Let's see. I guess we don't have too much. I'll just put the reactors. Just a bunch of these things that we don't need immediately. Alright, we also have the repellent canisters. I should probably make a bunch more containment domes, but should be fine. See, wonder are you going to continue with playing the Resident Evil 4 remake? I probably won't, at least not on camera. It's rather cute, and I think you've earned air kisses on the cheek, but nothing more. Hey, don't be cheeky. You do the kissing, not me. Alright, talk about daily task. Hey there, do you need anything? Just let me know. Greetings, I feel like making something special today. Can you bring me 3 hard tooths? I'll take care of it, okay? And then also play dance party. Okay. I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure what it meant when all of them were lit up. I guess it doesn't really matter that much. So it looks like actually doing the mid-game... Okay, 70%. Close enough. I think I got it. Okay, 3 hard tooths. Let's go do that. I can work on that one. But yeah, unfortunately, nobody wanted to watch us play Resident Evil 4. Like, the viewership on that, both live audience and VOD, were so low that it's kind of hard to go back, which I recognize is a problem. But, or is a problem, it's kind of chicken and the egg. You know, if I do not stream something to completion, people might not be as interested in coming back and watching anything else. But it's one of those where it's like, I don't know. There are some games that bomb so hard that it's just not worth it. And that was one of those. Okay, press all of the ones that are lit. Okay. There just wasn't any, like, indication that it was doing anything. Which is what was throwing me off. But yeah, if we continue playing Resident Evil, maybe it'll be like a members-only thing that we do like a highlight of. That might work. But, I don't know. It's tough. Okay, so we wanted to do... pool's closed. For the rod, let's grab the leech tail. Though I think we just need 3 clams, is the answer. And we'll make it work. Because that's how I get the heart teeth. Forgot if you mentioned before, have you been able to get that vinyl record player? Oh, yes. Yeah, vinyl record player. A dumped some... Wait, was that A dumped or you dumped some money? Years ago during a Power Wash stream. Was that you? I've actually been trying to keep a lookout for the person who gave me that that donation on Twitch. Now that I'm back, because the username. Okay, you dumped some money. Okay, good. I was actually talking about this the other day. So that was you. Your Twitch username is not the same as your YouTube username, and so holy shit. Actually, one super thank you for that. But your Twitch username, I think, was Dragoneer, unless I'm wildly incorrect. Yeah, I am Dragoneer on Twitch. So I was talking about you the other day. You unfortunately share the username with the, like, one of the big Fur Affinity web hosts that had passed away a couple months ago, and so I was just like, yeah, shout out to you. I did actually get I did get the record player, and... everybody's like, wait, did that Fur Affinity guy, like, donate to you and then die? But no. Obviously it's still tragic that they passed away, but at least I get to say thank you for that, because, I mean, seriously, once again, thank you. You did actually push me to look into getting a vinyl record player. It did take a while, but we actually got the Final Fantasy XIV, like the really... I don't want to say the silly fancy one, because, like, it's not overly fancy, but it's a nice record player. But we picked that up earlier this year. And have been enjoying it. And so we actually have, like, quite the record collection now. If you're on my Discord, feel free to send me a message and I'll send you a picture of it. Yeah, I started using Dragoneer when I was 11, long before Fur Affinity existed. Let's see. Let's see. If it even existed back then. Yeah, no, I know that. I've been, obviously, Wanderbot on the internet for 11 years, and now we've got, like, a travel AI and an NFT series that are both Wanderbot, like, named Wanderbot, and it annoys me to no end. Thus far, nobody has tried to make the connection between the two. The Wander's transformation to a hipster is now complete. He owns, he has a vinyl record collection. One, I think I've always been a hipster. I don't do the beard or, like, the side fade or anything like that. But, I mean, my entire career is about covering indie games that other people haven't heard of and haven't played. And so, like, what is more hipster than that? And so, this is me just, like, you know, finally completing the outfit, if you will. At least in terms of, like, some other accoutrements and whatnot. I don't know. I always kind of wanted one, but I just did not have space in my last couple of places. And now that I'm not going to be moving for a while, let's just catch 2 more things. It's an indie game, you probably haven't heard of it. I actually had a conversation with my brother about this recently. So a couple years ago I had this conversation with my brother, but we brought it back up again. Because he had a friend who claimed to be, like, really big into video games and, like, really in tune with all the new releases and whatnot. And my brother's like, oh, okay, you know, what do you think about Hades then? Guy had no clue what Hades was. Like, this is the year that Hades came out in 1.0 and was big. Guy had never heard it. Hey, thank you, Ferris Hawk, for this 68-month resub. Thank you so much. And welcome back. But so, yeah, the guy was like really big on this whole idea of like, yeah, you know, I'm this like big gamer guy, and like I'm very knowledgeable about video games, and like literally had never heard of anything that wasn't a AAA release. And so like, yeah, my brother had asked him about like Baba's U and Hades, and I'm trying to think of some other like big indie games from the, what is that, 2018, 2019 period? I want to say it was something like that. No, maybe it was a bit longer or later. Let's see, I've seen your face. I still remember you with a beard. I do actually have facial hair, but it's not like the big, long, bushy hipster beard that people would normally associate with hipsters. Okay, daily task. It's done. I appreciate your efforts. Okay, so that's not the most practical. Let me take a look. It's my... Okay, close friend. Ooh, up to 130. That's gonna take a little while. Oh well. Hades went 1.0 in September 2020. Okay, so maybe it was 2019. It was when it hit Steam. Maybe then it's 1.0. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But suffice to say, like, people were actively, like, memeing about it all over the place on the internet from my own perspective. And, yeah, guy just never, ever heard of it. And, I mean, that's fine. I don't expect everybody to know every single game. But, it does amuse me to no end how much the games industry is kind of, like, divided into these... I don't want to say, like, divided into groups or whatnot, but, you know, how easy it is to end up in kind of like a bubble where you think you know everything about, like, the games you play and what's popular, and then you'll just stumble upon some game that has, like, 20, 30,000 reviews that you've literally never heard of before. Like, I have this experience often where I follow a couple of games journalists, and one of them really likes to highlight small indie games. And, you know, that's always just kind of fun for me, looking at what, when I say small indie games, I mean like the games that I would not cover because they are too unpopular. And so it's always kind of fun seeing what he'll be showcasing. Let's just make a bunch of floor patches. But yeah, like, it's not infrequent where this guy will be like, yeah, check out this, you know, cool new game that came out. And literally, like, never heard of it before, never seen it before, and it's like a 100% perfect game for me. And it came out like 5 years ago. Always throws me off super hard. Or it's, you know, somebody else will be like, oh man, you know, this is like not a very mainstream game, but it was super popular. Kind of like in the same vein as Balatro or whatever. And yeah, I hadn't heard about that one either, and it's, I don't know, it just throws me for a loop as somebody who is professionally interested in covering these games. Okay, what do we do? Oh, right. We wanted to look at pools closed, because we would send that off. And then Fissin for the seafood and the fats. What else do we do? Right. I guess I'm just going to drop off the electrolytic solution and this. I think everything else is looking good. Throw this into the generator and we'll make it work. I pinged you on Discord. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I guess it took so long for me to get you that information, because, The only point of contact I had was that your username on Twitch. Yeah, I can't see every game under the sun. Since several thousands per year. Oh no, it's 15,000 last year. It's probably going to be pushing 20,000 this year. I don't actually know what the exact numbers are. And I won't know until the end of the year, but there are like a truly insane amount of video games coming out every year, and that is actually damaging the games industry. Apparently, like, even big game executives are kind of having some problems with this because the saturation is so bad. Let's just move a bunch of these over. The oversaturation is so bad, and the way the industry, the way people even react to new releases, you know, the fact that Balatro can potentially have a clean sweep of the Game Awards, for example, is functionally terrifying on an existential level to, say, you know, any big executive in charge of making games. You know, the fact that Balatro can outsell and I mean, yeah, can potentially outsell a big, like, high-budget, multi-billion-dollar games franchise. And, like, admittedly, a lot of big AAA franchises have been horribly mishandled lately. But, like, if small games like that can potentially be one of the most popular games of the year and most profitable games of the year, like, how do you even predict the games industry at that point? You kind of don't. At 15,000 and 90% of it is unplayable. I'd actually say 95%. Like, most of it is actually quite bad. But that's kind of to be expected. The problem is, to some degree, it's Steam needs to probably, well, Steam should have just closed the doors. I miss when Greenlight was a thing, just because it kept Steam tidier. A lot of those games truly belong on, like, itch.io, and that's totally fine. But because it's like $200 to get on Steam, just anybody can put a game on Steam now. And I think that, I mean, it causes like an excessive amount of oversaturation in a bad way. And Steam doesn't care because their algorithm largely takes care of it. But it can be a little rough if you're like a up-and-comer, you know, indie game that actually has a lot of promise, but just no market visibility because you just can't. There's too many things. Okay. If there's 8,760 hours in a year, you'd have to spend 30 minutes for every game just without break just to play everything. I mean, yeah, it's completely unreasonable. In my mind, there's only about, I'm going to say 500 to 1,000 games every year that are actually good that come out, which is still an insane number. But my goal is to cover, I don't know, about half that. The foam. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have put the wire away. Ah, no, we can make more of it. It's not a problem. Okay. What else do we have here? Bunch of golf clubs. The wild part is, like, I haven't even touched the elevators yet, and we just have this whole zone to explore. What is this? Oh, it's noodles. What? Well, let's go give the bomb the comforting picture. Complete that quest. I never thought anyone would risk getting close to me. Not bad, for starters, of course. I jumped to conclusions, but that's just how I am. However, I can't help but notice how much you look like the mayor of Cosmopolis and the head of Unicorp. Lucius, the brightest mind, the light of humanity, am I not mistaken? Many people say so. And as for your sake, I was going to save the Earth from electrocytes, to think you look like a normal person. Nothing like the icon I imagined, and your farm is really adorable. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I don't remember anything about my past life. All I know is how to build stuff and stay positive. Senor, your roof is just the thing, but it seems you never get the pieces got the pieces of that big robot. Do you know how to light fire? That's right, with fire! I can offer you technology of these materials, and tell you about a forge so hot it melted even my heart, a nanoforge. Thanks, Barbara, but why so generous? To be honest, I have to insist you clean up all this junk. Your home should be tidy, and a proper saw requires proper materials. That's how we get the nanoforge. Somebody was telling me you get the nanoforge by upgrading the atomic furnace or whatever it was called. But no, you get it via quests. The bomb is a blueprint teacher. Most NPCs, in fact, teach you blueprints. Okay, so what do we... I guess I'll go back to Crafty real quick, because I know I can drop some stuff off there. But yeah, let's go back to make your tea. Yeah, I'll move some of these things around. Hell of a lot of biomass that I've been getting out of this, which is nice, frankly. Back to Crafty. Yeah, I'll have to reorganize some of these things. It's not a problem, though. Yeah, the nanoforge is the start of the grind that made me give up. Maybe I should go back and finish it. Ooh. I haven't heard about the grind for this yet. I mean, it is kind of a grindy experience. You are running around just grabbing a lot of resources. Just want the foam. There we go. Yeah, the grind hasn't been too bad. I think part of it is just because I'm naturally inclined to just pick up and store everything. I love games where you are scrapping everything and, you know, using the components for stuff. And so it's kind of, I don't know, extremely charming to me. To have all these, like, little minor cleanup projects. I should work on it in real life. I mean, my apartment isn't that messy. Especially compared to a lot of people I know. But it could be a bit tidier. I think part of it is I can't turn trash into usable things. That's the impact drill required. So we are actually hitting kind of an upper limit here on some of the things that we can process and work with. There's also a lot of stages here meant for music. Is there actually something? There might be something on the other side of this kind of barricade-looking area. I mean, there's a data pod and a flashlight. I'm not seeing anything. It's not like the drill bits that were hiding here previously. Last few items are grindier than you expect. Okay. I mean, we'll see how it goes. You're an artist, we hoard. It's, yeah, 100%. I have, like, 3 sketchbooks within reach and a ton of notebooks. It is, well, I wouldn't say dire, exactly. So what is this game about? The world's ended. I don't know if it was like climate collapse exactly, or there's these kind of weird mutant electricity and plant-eating mutant creatures that seem to drain power from everything. And so a lot of people literally escaped to a different planet. And we got left behind for some reason. I still get the distinct feeling the main character digitized his consciousness and his body just woke up. And is just going about independently. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the plot twist for this game. That Lucius abandoned everything, even himself. Maybe not, I don't know. The finding stages is great because there's a lot of rare materials on stages. Yup. Okay. We have left. Button. And it's always the tricky bit. It's that last part. Oh, it's that thing. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here that looks like I have to. Let's see. Anything here that looks like I have to harvest it. Or not have to harvest it, but none of these really look like things that I need to progress. So this is just a small resource area with a decorative plants that I don't need. Does make sense. Removed his mind, which is why he has no memory. And they've never talked about what happened to the human body of the people whose consciousnesses were digitized. So I'm assuming that, yeah, this character literally is a blank slate. Because there was nothing left. I could be wrong. Okay. Clean this up. I don't even know how a parasite made its way all the way over here. There we go. I'm mostly just committed to turning everything into scrap bits. We should look into potentially getting some more robots for picking things up. I guess I should also put a charging station over here somewhere. Oh, it's also a cloudy day. That's actually something I need to worry about. Maybe. Yeah, with all the building knowledge and whatnot, just being pure muscle memory? I'm assuming so. Or just being, a biologically clever person. Okay, what do you want? Hey, were you keeping it a secret that you got a lunar tuber? Boss, I mean, I know this is... I know this crazy recipe for bread made from this miracle vegetable, or is it a grain? Don't eat it when it's done. We're all about aesthetics after all. You know what's better than plain bread? My three favorite syllables, canape. Not just any canape, but one with caviar. Even fish won't reproduce in this... Wait, even fish won't reproduce in this world. But they haven't tried your cooking, boss. Oh, wait, what? I'm pretty sure fish reproduce considering how many of them there are. I even remember what's in it. Caviar, fish, and fluffy bread. I already told you the recipes, so now you have to puzzle it together. Guess what I already know how to make. Don't tell me, instant noodles? This description makes it seem like it melts in your mouth. How can I thank you for this work of art? You need a helper, someone to do all the grunt work while you're busy creating. The programmable core will help you create a minion. Oh, I did need more of those. Let's see. Whatever, I'm just gonna eat a bright soup so I can carry it back with me. So I wonder if you ever played Locomotive. I have a key for it. I will maybe do a video on it. That one's a bit tougher. Oh, shoot. I think I just need these. Yeah. Upgrade both. So what do I need for the next one? Battery, foam, and electrolytic solution. There we go. I just want to get all of my chests up to maximum. Yeah, sadly I can't remotely upgrade chests. I have to be right there. Also be it. There we go. Now I'm out of batteries. That's fine. I wonder, you're back on streaming on Twitch? Yep. Probably for good? Question mark. Until I retire. My schedule is not going to be nearly as consistent as it used to be. That's the one caveat I really do need to stress here a little bit. That chances are I'm going to be a little erratic with how, not how I stream, but like when. Just because it has to be based somewhat on my own like mental and emotional health of, ooh, I don't think I've ever seen those things bloom. But also just like, I need to be able to live a normal life. Let's see, so what else do we have? A lot of things to go into the crafty chest. I should move some things around. I guess I might as well also start storing some biomass in here. Let's see. We don't need corrosive slime for much of anything. Plastic is good. I should... Oh, electrolytic solution. Let's put that away. Put the foam in here for the time being. Yeah, noodle grass seeds. That's fun. Let's make another minion. I'll just plunk it here. I think some of these guys will work on it. Unless they don't. Let me check my minions. Collector, builder. Okay, so we do actually have a builder. So they'll probably build the robot for me. Maybe. Okay. Other thing I should check is how damaged is this? It's only 15 down. Let's see. Over the years, I've watched your channel. It's the first time I've ever caught you live on one of the few series I haven't watched yet. Funny. Yeah. I know. Welcome on in. The VODs stay up on the YouTube side of things. Pull up infected weeds. It looks like they give like a fruit. Oh, okay. So when it gets this big, we get full-on electrolytic solution from them. I think I'm still going to destroy them, though. Ow. And yeah, I should probably put a containment field over this at some point. We'll figure it out. Okay. Where am I? Where is my head at? Mildly distracted. Too many things going on. Funny. Wonder I put you in a D&D campaign. It was a Waterworld-esque theme. The Warforged running a merchant company called Wanderbots. That's funny. One of the neat parts of my career, what I do is just the amount of things I'm cameoing in now. So like every once in a while I'll get people popping in to be like, you know, hey, is the wandering robot in Brotato a reference to you? And the answer is, yeah, it is. I don't know, just something about that's kind of heartwarming in a fun way. I mean, I guess all heartwarming things are probably fun. I actually want to plant some in the noodle grass. We're probably just going to end up getting an amount of it naturally. Oh, right, I forgot. The dumb robots absolutely will just put things wherever. And so I gotta tidy up a little bit. I think it's only these two chests, though. Like, they're very selective about just dumping things. Okay, cooked foods, farm. Oh. That's where some of my electrolytic stuff. Oh, right. This has a whole bunch of things that I should be cleaning up here. And packing away. Okay, so let's go back to crafty. Put that away. Go back to... Where's pools closed? Why is that so far down? I did not actually understand the organization system on some of these, but that's fine. Okay. Farm. Oh, it's drone drop-off that has all the paint in it. And I should probably go around just painting things. Back to make your time. Because, yeah, I want to make sure paint your time. Or make your time. Ooh. We actually have enough reactors now. Alright, let's see what else I need. So you can actively tell your minions to choose one specific chest. That actually could be useful. Okay, so upgrade structure. I'm gonna pin that one, but I think we're gonna wait on it a little bit. What else can I get? Minion repairer, minion aquatic genius. Okay, before I mess with that though, let's see if I need reactors for the nanoforge. A changing booth. What? Oh, I just want to see what it did. Okay, convenient wardrobe wherever you want, so you don't have to go back to the suitcase. Ah. Okay, nano forge. You used to have to hit anvils with hammers, but now nano forgers can make resources on its own. Give it planks as raw materials, and you'll get tech wood. Alright, where the heck do I put this thing? You know what? I don't exactly know a perfect place, but the holes in the environment here have been bothering me for a while, so let's finally just clean this up. There we go. Oops. Ate a hot pepper. Didn't mean to do that. I recently got extra spicy ramen from a local place. Ooh. I mean, not a particularly, like, fancy local place. It was just a bubble tea shop nearby. And I was just like, yeah, they have new spicy ramen. I can take it. I'm a big boy. And the answer was like, yeah, I actually, I can deal with spicy things reasonably well. But I could not deal with the broth afterwards. Like, I had no trouble eating the ramen, had no trouble kind of sipping the broth between bites of ramen. But once it was just broth and nothing else, I was dying. I was just like, alright, I don't think spicy things are for me. Oh, that's fine. Put the noodles away. Rest of this I will just turn into... Alright, we are going to make more floor patches. Because that is a decent chunk of plastic I can work with. Let's see, wish nighttime was brighter. I could actually probably put up some lights. I've just been kind of lazy about it. I love more spicy stuff. I'm trying to get myself up there a little bit with spice, just because it does make it so you feel fuller longer. And that seems practical to me. Mostly I've just been throwing Cajun seasoning on everything. Okay, floor patches. I just want to have this whole area properly patched. It just felt like the right time. Okay, next up. Do we have wire? If I don't have wire, I should get some wire. Doesn't look like I have any. The spicy food is nice sometimes, especially when it clears sinuses. Yeah, that would be helpful for me. I'm apparently allergic to dust mites, and that's been messing with me a lot this year. Okay, so I'm gonna redo much of this. Hopefully that doesn't reset its power. It might. Okay. Transfer some of these and pick that back up again. Does this have a second cable? Yeah. Because I can have all of these just daisy chained to each other. Nice and cleanly. There we go. And then I should run the biogenerator because, oh boy, we're actually running very low on power. I wonder your channel used to be better. Here's an Avax. That's a weirdly, extremely rude thing to say to anybody. And also, like, kind of meaningless. Like, what am I supposed to do with that information? That is a night trim. Oh, I guess we just don't have too many. Let's grab the bright flower and bring this back. Like, that actually might be one of the rudest things anyone has said to me in recent memory. That's just odd. And, like, I try not to shame people for that, but, like, Why would you say that to anybody? Just walk up to somebody and it's like, I liked you better when you were this way. I did that to one person once because they were kind of a dick. And I was just like, hey man, like, I don't know why, but you've changed, like, in kind of a bad way. And we stopped being friends after that because it was kind of insensitive for me to say that. But also, they had become a dick. Okay, where's Fissin? There it is. Because I need fish oil. Can I actually make the... Do I make the oil cans here? Yeah, I do make the oil cans here. Oh, but we need heat for that, really. Alright, whatever. Let's actually cook some food. Just reminiscing. Man, that's not reminiscing. That's just negging somebody. Because, you know... You're just negging me, man. I don't know what to tell you apart from, like... No way can you put that... Doesn't make it come off as extremely rude in a really weird way. And, like... Literally, what am I or, say, a Vac supposed to do with any of that information? The answer is nothing. Let's see, what do I even do with all this? I have a bunch of resources, and... Like, I can make some more salads. Sure. The problem is I have more food than I will ever need. Cookies. And yeah, I will tell you a double secret tip. Negging somebody then telling them to do something to be more in line with like what you miss or want, it's not going to work. Like at this point you've made me kind of a hostile entity in terms of like trying to convince me to do X or Y or Z. Especially if there's something I've never done before. It's like, I miss when you were, you know, when you used to be different. I miss that. Go play something you've literally never played before. Like, what? Okay, do we actually? No, we need the coal for other things. As the one problem with the, like, any of the, like, purified water is I don't want to just, like, chuck lumber into this thing meaninglessly when I literally do not need to. Okay, let's grab the coffee. Because I'm going to need that for health. Oh, you can't go above 100% health-wise. Did one of my drones put electrolytic solution in there? They did. Weird little troll. Okay, good. And it's not cloudy today. Let's see. So what do we do now? I've got 2 digital storage. We've got a couple of repellent canisters, so I should make another containment unit. Probably down here, because this one's awkward and hard to defend. So you can go up to 200 health, but only with certain foods. Ow. Oh, and I can actually get 3 of these. Well, I'll leave that for my drone to hopefully manage. Yeah, it's a quick way to never be acknowledged going forward. Like, no reason to be rude to people, content creators or not. I find a lot of people treat content creators weirdly badly, kind of like, okay, maybe not as bad as, say, like, minimum wage workers, in, like, retail, but it's this kind of odd behavior where, because we're just people over the internet, it's weirdly easy for, someone to just kind of see us as an internet entity as opposed to like a human being on the other side. And it's very easy to just be drive-by randomly mean to us. Let's see. Making things whole again, piecing together what's been lost. The planet's in good hands, Pioneer. Have you met other survivors? Other lost souls like me. Okay, I'm Bookworm. Sounds like good fun. I have to say, can't imagine this shade. Do you think you could describe it? Let's see. In a few words, it's a spatial optical phenomenon. Okay, what else do we do? You know what? Let's actually go grab whatever money, whatever U coins I can. And then, let's see. Dip this off. Alright. I don't agree with that. I don't know what you're not agreeing with, man, but like, somebody's calling you rude. It's worth self-examining rather than just saying, I don't agree with that. Let's see. So what else do we do? Oh, let's just go dip this off. Let's see. Start expedition. Okay. At this point, you're just being a turd. Goodbye forever. No games you play are fun. Like I said, on YouTube, there are the occasional random people that are just going to drive by and be oddly rude to you. But, like, for the most part, it's a fine place. I don't know. It's kind of odd to counteract myself. He's just been insulting you and demanding certain games for wild toddler behavior. I mean, quite literally could be a child. That is not an infrequent occurrence. That, younger kids who may want scrap mechanic or something else just think that they can get away with negging you really hard. I'm actually probably just going to buy a bunch of those. And then probably 2 gifts. But yeah, there's so many other channels that they can go watch and yell at. I have no interest in keeping them around. Back when I was younger, like, first starting this channel, I would try and, like, kill them with kindness. You know what? I'm just going to get enough gifts. We're just going to max out friendship with one character at a time. I think that's going to be the plan. Hey, Wander, love your YouTube videos. Thank you. Sorry you caught me at a slightly crabby moment. Not really a big issue, but, what was I going to say? I don't know. Doesn't even really matter. So, some people just see the internet as their, oh, what was it? There's the thing people had shared around back on the Hell Bird site, back before everybody ditched it. But there was somebody talking about how Twitter was their aggression space. And that's been living in my head kind of ever since, as kind of just like a really odd thing for anybody to say. You know what? Let's actually just go back out there. I guess I might as well do a, I might as well actually buy some more stuff and then come back with some of the scraps from like a salvage location. Nagging you works if you're their parents, but I'm not. Every once in a while somebody will like actually use like call me dad or something. That's just weird. Like the best of, yeah, it's weird. It's kind of like reverse infantilization or infantilizing themselves. No matter what, it just comes off as extremely bizarre to me. Like, at best, I will only ever be, like, a weird internet uncle. And that would still be weird if people were calling me uncle. I have exactly one person who can call me uncle. And they're literally a baby, so I don't expect to be called uncle for a while. And I'm not even sure if they will call me uncle. Because I'm certainly not going to insist upon it. Old school Twitter was a very wild place. Well, this is actually, like, recent, too. This is, like, you know, post Musk taking over. And a lot of people are kind of trying to discuss, like, how to keep Twitter good. And, like, realistically, with that man in charge, Twitter was never going to be good. But it was one of those where it's like, people are just randomly turning this place worse. Hey, give off fun uncle vibes more than dad vibes. Yeah. Like, I don't have to do, I don't have to, and I don't want to do dad mode very often, just because not interested. My dad's also fairly nice most of the time. My dad's just super quiet about a lot of things. Let's see. Oh, I actually have the oil. Unsure what to do. Yeah, what do I have this thing do? I guess I'll just set it to collector, just because. Human beings? They'll digitize their consciousnesses. Shell's hanging out on the back wondering if there's other humans that I've encountered, and the answer is, there are these things over here. Why didn't your billionaire character digitize themselves? I think they did. So the character I'm playing as is an amnesiac. Literally no memories of like who or what they were. I get the distinct feeling they actually did digitize their consciousness, left their body behind, and their body just randomly woke up. That's at least my working theory of what's happened to the character I'm playing as, but I could be wrong. Probably. Shell's wondering if, like, we're going to confront our, you know, wherever our mind went. And I would not be surprised if that isn't the robot that was yelling at me through these screens. Well, robot, the entity that was yelling at me through those screens earlier. Okay. Let's see if I can actually dance Commander. Oh, I have to do both simultaneously. I wasn't sure if I had to do them in sequence or what exactly. Oh, well, it gets me more friendship points at the very least. Give gift, play pickle. Okay, 60%. Close enough. There's something decent about you. You've earned a joke. Why are robot vacuums round if rooms are square? Haha, you get it, right? And play guess the card. At least these are nice and easy. I bet they get harder over time. Just like the dance one. Wanderbots sounds cursed. Oh no, I don't want that. I mean, actually, that's not too far off of Grunkle Stan, who, like, is a great character. But I also, he's not an aspirational character. What was I even going to say? Going back to, oh yeah, this is my aggression space. Yeah, some people literally just will treat certain corners of the internet as their aggression space, and nothing you can do to nothing can convince them otherwise. Like, this is their right to be mean on the internet to random people because I guess that's how they deal with stress. And like, I hate that. I hate that logic. I've never understood the idea of like just, I mean, honestly, being mean for no reason. If I'm going to be mean, it's going to be to somebody that deserves it. That has earned that from me. I like, nice part is, at least for what I do, I can be mean by banning somebody and never thinking about them again. Let's see. Let's just put these away so I'm not carrying them around, at least for a moment. Grunkle Ford is more aspirational. I actually haven't seen the rest of Gravity Falls, so I did not know that there was a second Grunkle. I need to go back to it. I watched all of season 1 in college, and then I just stopped watching for many reasons. I don't know. How big is the map in this game? It's fairly small, all things considered. Like, it's how many rooftops? There's the primary rooftop, the slightly lower rooftop. There's like a little alley below that. There's this rooftop, which is kind of the main area with the pool, this upper deck dance floor golf club area, and then this lower gym area. And then there's at least 4 other kind of sub rooftops that are on lower floors down below. So, like, yeah, 7 or 8 rooftops, give or take. But they're extremely dense environments. Lots of things to do. Lots of things to see and grab and recycle. Oh, right, I was gonna go make the nano forge, and then I get distracted. That's fine. This area is the outdoor theater. This part that I'm in, yeah. These rooftops actually seem like really nice. Which makes me think that this is probably like a Texas or a California style area. I mean, I guess maybe if it gets hotter as we go along. One of my biggest frustrations in life, maybe not a big frustration, but like rooftops are such wasted spaces in human society. Like, we barely use them for anything. And that kind of sucks because I think it would be really cool if we had more like rooftop gardens and patios and parks and whatnot, especially in cities. I wanted to get this game for a while, just been debating. I can tell you it's, I mean, hang out and watch for a little bit if you want to. you'll get a pretty good sense of what this game is. It is slow, it is methodical, it's very much, I'd say, a dad game. In the same way that like Power Wash Simulator or Hard Space Shipbreaker are, where you're going around and just cleaning up and maybe using those things that you clean up to upgrade yourself in some meaningful fashion. I love it. Like, it's very much my kind of game, and I want to play more games like this. I guess I would compare it most closely, weirdly enough, to Abiotic Factor. Or maybe Dismantle, but obviously without the zombies or any kind of enemy to have to contend with. Where's the... Oh, it's these things. That always throws me off. Yeah, parking lots are a massive waste of space. No kidding. I live near a plaza with like a bunch of shopping complexes and 2 grocery stores, and I walk over there fairly often, just as a like, you know, hey, we need to go pick up some things for lunch, or oh, we want to go like shop for books, or we just don't want to be in the house, let's go to the cafe. And it's got this like huge parking lot, massive, and like to its credit, those parking lots are often fairly full, but like you could still get rid of a third of the parking lot and there would still be room for everybody to park. And every time I look at it, I'm just like, man, I wish they would just turn it into a parking garage. Like half, not even half, you know, a third of this massive parking lot into a nice parking garage, put something on top of the parking garage, and then, I don't know, turn the rest of that space into outdoor seating and eating areas and kind of a nice park or something. It'd be so good. Let's see. You seen the Abiotic roadmap released yesterday? I have not. I actually need to look at that. Because Avac recently just kind of had recently said to the Sunday stream crew, like, I've really gotten into Abiotic Factor, I want it to be our next series, but we want to leave it until it hits 1.0. And so knowing what that roadmap is actually might be kind of handy, because yeah, both Avac and I are like super hooked on Abiotic Factor, and I very much cannot wait for that to come out. Or a parking basement, heck yeah. As long as the cars are like not just spread out in this giant blacktop nothing that just collects heat and looks bad and smells bad. That's a hat. Oh, that's actually a hat I get to wear. Fun. Parking garages seem much more efficient than huge parking lots. I'm pretty sure they are. Obviously, I'm not a civic planner. I'm assuming it's just a parking garage is more expensive. And maybe people drive worse than the... no, people drive terribly in parking lots too. Like, of all the times I've almost gotten run over, it's always been in a parking lot. Where's the last thing? Oh, it's this thing. Also bike trails. I guess no, a lot of people do not like when I'm at a crosswalk. So we're near a crosswalk and people will actively speed up so that we cannot cross until after they've passed, which is like, fine, whatever, I'll be patient. But it is weirdly rude, and I've had some people speed up way too far away as I'm already starting to cross. And yeah, they actually have, like, gotten close enough to hit me as I'm in the middle of the crosswalk because they did not feel like stopping. And then they lay on their horn as though that absolves them of anything. It's weird. Yeah, otherwise somebody will stop and then somebody behind them will lay on their horn, which is, you know, also weird and silly. I don't know, I don't get it. I don't get people. I don't really get cars that much. I mean, I know they're necessary and useful, and a lot of people like them for a lot of reasons, but some part of it is just like, cars also make people just weirdly mad. Oh, yeah. Still on, make your time. Okay, so I think we're almost done with this. We still need the impact drill, but at least we've got most of the basics. Oh, we also have these light bulb strings here. Okay. We want to just kind of hoover up everything. leave all of the, like, really raw materials, the wood and whatnot. My drones can get that. I'll leave the rest of this here. Hey, US has become too car-centric. Pedestrians got demonized after cars took the roads from us. Yup. No wonder you don't have a car? Shell does. And we've just been using the car her parents got her back when we were in college. But no, actually don't drive much. I don't drive. I don't own my own car, and I probably never will. Like, yeah, we're gonna be a one-car family forever. If we ever have a second car, it's gonna be because, like, there's a little bit of an overlap between, like, one car starting to fail and us getting a new one, but even then, probably not. But I'm a huge fan of public transportation and, like, bike lanes and whatnot. Yeah, we also have a very small car. I like to make fun of those absolutely abhorrent huge trucks that no one needs. Because no one needs a truck that huge. We're actually at a sandwich place kind of nearby that's really good. And we were parked next to a regular-sized pickup truck that was proportionally larger than our car as the Uber vanity truck was to the regular pickup truck. So, like, the pickup truck was maybe 30% larger than our car, 50% larger than our car, and then the vanity truck was 50% larger than the pickup truck, and it was just absolutely silly looking at this behemoth of a useless vehicle. Yeah, we were at the shopping plaza that I was talking about, and there was a Suburban that had to, like, go back and forth. It was like three or four times just to be able to pull out of their parking spot and you know, continue on their way. And it's just like, after a certain point, your vehicle is comically large, and there's literally no reason for it. I can probably get rid of the microphone. What else can I get rid of? Nothing on this backdrop. Doesn't look like it. See, most cars stop for pedestrians here, even when the cars have the right of way. Are you in Europe or just a nicer city than the ones I've lived in? Despise those truck guys, they never use their turn signals either. Yeah. I notice a lot of people don't use their turn signals. I don't know, something in the US people desperately need to go back to driver's ed for a little while. And culturally, we need to just examine some of our behaviors and be like, you know, actually, this isn't working. I think this is just making society worse, just because some people think it's nicer. But I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of hope in that. That backdrop is needed so TV guy can yell at you. This is true. Okay. Take all. We still have the energizing coffee. Let's just swap them for a second so I can eat it. Eat the coffee. I mean, I've definitely had hot chocolate so thick it was a pudding. Okay. So I got some chili peppers, but we have 19 hot sauce, so that's probably getting turned into biomatter. What about the rest of this? And no. Okay, so do we have any extra seed stacks that I can get rid of? Because I want about 20 seeds of everything. It's a fairly small city. I think it's probably, most small cities are probably nicer, would be my working theory. I guess actually, why don't we just convert everything down to a stack at 10? Because that's probably a little bit more practical. I mean, I guess I'm in a semi-small city and people still drive like madmen. So I don't know. I think it's just the times. Also, I mean, one other thing is COVID and long COVID makes people worse drivers. So that's probably having a hand in things. Because it specifically impairs your, I think your risk management. your like perception of what is risky or not, and so like you're actually less likely to play it safe. And so some part of that is running over pedestrians. Okay, right. I want to put this back. And yeah, I'm sure like every city varies in where you are. I definitely found New England tended to have more aggressive drivers, whereas like, well, okay, it was weird. When I lived in Portland, the drivers when we first got there in 2019 were like slow. Like you would actually see people driving below the speed limit, which I actually thought was kind of nice. But then post-COVID, you would still have a lot of those people, but then you'd have a couple of people that were driving like way faster than was even remotely close to reasonable. And that was kind of weird and a surprise. Let's get some more solar panels. I'll move my Ucoin farms, I think. Because we might as well move them a little bit more centrally. Because I think we want to just get a bunch of solar panels up in this mix. Okay. Connect. Can I connect that one? I'm assuming it's got enough. Yeah, it seems like the batteries have a decent chunk. Or, oops. Okay, get rid of that. Let's try again. Because, yeah, I want to hook up to the battery for kind of no good reason. It's just going to hold four connection points, and seems like I might as well. Yeah, don't forget to build the tech forge. I've been working towards it. It was just a matter of, like, I'm easily distractible, and there's a lot of minor chores, minor and major chores for me to get through. Move that back. This whole place is still a mess, but it's getting nicer. Let's see, and this seems like a really good spot for the tech forge. Should I actually, we should probably eat. Just grab the jam sandwich, there we go. The Zen salvaging game is full of distractions. Yep. I had somebody in the last stream get mad at me because I was not, I was getting too distracted too often. I was just like, I can't think of a way to play this game where I'm not just hopelessly distracted all the time. I can walk in any direction and find like 7 different things to get distracted by. Alright, Nanoforge is not actually that big, which is nice. I'll put it here. Because I think I want to move this over here. Have them kind of next to each other. Then I should probably upgrade it at some point. Okay, that's going to require a lot of pieces. Let's see. Wonder, is that Void Train game worth getting? I don't know. Personally, I like Raft a lot better. I'm also pretty sure Void Train used AI for their like most recent cover art. And so I make it a personal policy to never cover games that use AI for like, you know, the music, voice acting, I mean really any part of it. Like obviously in game, like, hey, this character is going to do this thing. Okay, that's fine. But the generative AI, I take extreme umbrage with, and so I just don't touch anything that uses it. Let's just grab the metal frames. Okay. So what do I need? Actually, oh, we need more transformers. Should make more. They're cheap. Oh, no, they require wire. I mean, that's not that bad. But even, like, up until that point, every time I tried playing Void Train, I was kind of bored. In a way that I wasn't by Raft. It felt like everything took too long and you didn't get anywhere. And as much as I wanted the, like, floating around in kind of a void while grabbing resources to be fun, it wasn't. I don't know, swimming was way more entertaining for some reason. Let's see, do we even need anything from this? No. Yeah, we haven't gotten any more backpack modules, so that must be it. Is AI stuff getting that bad? Keep assuming they use it to support human element of content creation. No, it's usually replacement. It's very rare that a company that uses AI will actually use it to support. Well, okay. It technically supports a human. It's just usually the stockholder or executive or whatever. It's rare that the AI specifically is helping, say, an artist. Yeah. Also, no matter what, like, the art being used wasn't theirs originally. 2 matrices, 8 plastic. I guess I should pin these in retrospect. Let's see. Matrices, batteries. Let's make this work. I don't know how many matrices. Wait, no, we have a bunch, so I don't need to make more. Let's see, in batteries. But, like, no matter what, generative AI, like, their training data was just pulled from existing artists with no compensation. So, like, it's very difficult to use the excuse if it's helping somebody if the whole thing started by stealing from somebody else. I know people like to do, like, the hand wavy, oh, you know, it's just fair use. And it's like, no, it's not. It is literally not fair use to use somebody else's artwork to replace them in any meaningful fashion. And so I just have no interest in it. Like, even if you make a quote-unquote ethical version, I still don't like it because it is still actively replacing somebody. Ooh, probably actually. Let's see. So what was I going to do? So minion aquatic genius. I do have enough. So let's see if I can get smart tower level 3. An aquatic genius, and then we'll go work on the atomic forge. Okay, so is there another level of smart tower? There is. Oh, but it needs tech wood. You know what? I'm gonna leave that though, because I don't actually have too many more reactors. Well, like, I'm sure there are kind of quote-unquote harmless uses for it that people will have fun with, but, like, from my own perspective, it's just not something I want to interact with. And ultimately, once again, all of that training data was pulled from somebody's novels, from somebody's blog posts, from somebody's Twitter. What was the one recently? I think it was HarperCollins was offering authors $2,500 as a single-time fee to authors to, you know, use their books as training data. And, you know, of course, the authors are like, hell no. You know, that's going to pay exactly one bill and then never again. And, you know, once everybody's just reading AI books, whereas there's never going to be room for authors again or anything like that. And yeah, it is also insulting that now they're actively trying to get, you know, permission and licenses after, of course, just stealing from everybody that they possibly can. Like, I don't know, it's just no argument can be made one way or another to claim that it's actually a net positive for humanity. It's not. Let's move these bushes over here at the very least, because I think I'm going to put some more batteries back there at some point. Let's see. Ooh. Game uses ChatGPT for their patch notes. That's still icky. A game I guess I'm not going to cover. So, one, translation, like, I quite literally, I think as part of this stream go live notification, I made a reference. I think I made a reference to someone set us up the bomb, which is like a popular meme from back in the day in regards to, like, bad translation. Let's see. I'll have to rewire that at some point. Let's see if I can grab some more. But, like, AI translation is not actually that good, but also that is some people that is people's jobs. And you can't just replace, I mean, one, you can replace people with like Google Translate or whatever, so you don't need to hire a translator. But you miss so much of the like context and the nuance of language that word puns that work in the US in English, for example, aren't going to translate directly to Japanese, you know, especially if it has something to do with rhyming or something like that, and vice versa. You know, Japanese word pun isn't going to work in American English, and so you have to really try super hard to translate in a sensible manner, and no machine's going to actually get the context and the no machine's going to get the context or the reasoning behind the pun. And so it's going to do it literally, and it just comes out as weird. So someone set us up the bomb, for example. And so, like, you can kind of hand wave a lot of these things as like, oh, it's harmless. You know, it's they weren't going to hire an artist anyway. They're not going to hire a translator anyway. But, like, it still feels gross. Oh, right, I should probably actually harvest these. And they're still paying the AI people, which only furthers the harm. And so, like, I don't know. I see it as something that is inherently hostile to any kind of creative endeavor. And so I want nothing to do with it. And then, of course, you also end up with stuff like very much dead internet theory of... I think there was a news article I saw yesterday about how at least 30% of Twitter's active users are just AI bots talking to each other now, or talking at people. And there's something just like weird and ghoulish about that, just in terms of, I don't want to live in a society where I have to scrutinize like my interactions with things and people, because I want to know that the person or thing on the other side is human or not. You know, if I know beforehand that I'm interacting with a chatbot, it's not a problem. But if I don't know, that is a problem. Okay, let's just put some things away. My inventory is getting kind of sad full again, and I think I've capped out on big crafty projects. Let's see. The other one is like literally every single bit of media, or like, well, yeah, every single bit of media I've ever read or encountered that used AI. It does not inspire a whole lot of confidence. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it'll get better over time. It's just like, the upper limit on any of these things is what a human could make, at which point, why should I care? It's easier for me to just search for the human interaction instead. Yeah. If a person could not be bothered to make this thing, why should I be bothered? Why should I bother to consume it? Let's see. Grab a couple more of these because it's getting messy. Where is any of this? I guess I might as well just start putting the ink pigments in here directly. Same thing with that. Let's see. Weird that I'm glad that telemarketer AIs are dealing with each other. It feels like, on one hand, yeah, I can see the logic behind that. It's like, oh, it's funny to have like a AI grandma that wastes telemarketers' time. On the flip side, maybe we should get rid of telemarketers. And like realistically, yes, this probably will just get rid of telemarketers slowly, indirectly. But I'd be perfectly fine with just acknowledging that, hey, maybe telemarketing is wasteful and not an industry that anybody should be doing to begin with. But, I mean, I don't know. It just seems silly to waste all of that time and energy and capital on something that could just be, I don't know, done away with entirely. Okay, so what do we... So I think at this point, they'll finish it off, so I don't need to worry about it. there's a quote from a Harvard professor about how AI won't replace humans. Humans with AI will replace humans without it. I still don't think that's the case, though. Because, like, I don't think humans with AI are actually better. So, I don't know if you guys saw the Coca-Cola commercial that was going around. Like, this year's Coca-Cola Christmas commercial was generated with AI. And it took them... I think they had to generate 85 minutes of footage to find 15 seconds worth of usable footage. Now, realistically, yeah, they didn't have to do the whole, like, song and dance of setting up a, setting up, like, an actual shoot with real trucks and stuff. But, like, that's not, they cut the costs, but it looked worse and still has all the standard limitations of, like, AI of if it keeps going for any longer than 15 seconds, it starts looking extremely ghoulish. And then, of course, like, who is the training data and all that? Yeah, like, who are the composite people that were turned into the creepy AI advertising people? You know, they're not going to tell you. And so, ultimately, it's not going to be the people with AI, it's going to be the executives telling the people with AI to do the thing. And it's not going to be a replacement so much as just going to be a forced... I mean, I guess it's a replacement, but it's just forcing people to replace other people. Shell, stop. Like, I am. Stop. Shell, unfortunately, very much is quite passionate about this, and so whenever this topic comes up, I'm just hearing peanut gallery editions. But yeah, they stole our stuff, and it's like no amount of justification of like, hey, this is the future. It's like, no, it's not. It doesn't need to be. And even if it is the future, it's objectively a worse it is a worse future than we would get if we just didn't do the thing. I'm just gonna eat almonds. Who cares? Okay, let's check. Does the structure over the spawner stop the spawning? Yes, it does. Oh, did I actually finish that thing? I did, but I haven't hooked it up yet. Ooh, we're gonna need another power pole in here. I think we're only gonna need a one of the cheap ones though. Power pole, 2 contacts. Good enough, good enough. Because yeah, I do want to get rid of that thing, so I don't need to worry about it. Let's see. Autopilot has increased productivity. I don't actually think it has. Like, that's the buzzword that gets thrown around, but every time I've heard of people even using autopilot, it sounds like you can't trust the code, so you have to spend just as much time nannying the AI. And so, like, sure, maybe in coding it's fine, but, like, I'm not sure. And also, what's kind of the human cost if your entire business model involves replacing coders with just a machine that can do it instead? I don't know how many of you have heard the... I don't want to say it's like the parable of IT at a business place, but business executives think that IT is not important until you absolutely need it. I'm sure there's a better way of phrasing it, but effectively, like, they will cut corners and cut costs until they don't have IT people anymore. At which point things blow up in their faces, and then they need to hire some kind of expensive external group to come in and fix things. Let's just put a bunch of these things away. And so it very much feels like once you start replacing too many of your programmers with just autopilot users, you're just going to replace your programmers with, you know, somebody's nephew instead who's just using, training your replacement functionally. And so the concept of like, oh, it's going to make everything more efficient is like, no, it's just going to let an executive exploit people now or in 5 years once they think they can get away with it. And almost always it's just worse. One of the things I this kind of popped up recently in the US is we've been having a lot of, was it E. coli or no, salmonella? No, something. There was a what was it? Oh, it was listeria and some other things. So we've been having a lot of outbreaks of like communicable, I guess they're not communicable diseases, but outbreaks of foodborne illnesses due to poor handling of foods, and a lot of that comes from the fact that we have these big factory farms owned by 1 to 2 corporations. We want to do pools closed. There we go. And so these big corporations own most of, say, carrot production. You know, there's only like 2 or 3 companies that do carrot production. Swine flu. I don't know about swine flu yet, exactly. Though there was the, what was the hog's head? I know hog's head was having, boar's head was having a lot of problems because they were, whatever their factory farms were not being treated well. Like they were, they had terrible conditions, and like the people working there were in horrible conditions, and the meat wasn't being processed correctly. And so it was causing a bunch of these issues because the company just kept cutting costs and cutting costs and cutting costs until there was kind of nothing, not until there was nothing left, but like, what was it? OSHA regulations are written in blood, usually as a result of like some executive thought they could get away with the thing, made things worse, and then it kind of blows up in their face. And so, so much of like the usage of, I mean, even AI in all of this is we are going to just kind of let it get worse and worse and worse until maybe people don't know how to read. Maybe people don't know how to look up information. Maybe people don't know how to code. You know, you just let the machine do it until you don't know what you're doing anymore. And like, obviously there are always going to be experts who know how to do these things. You can't just have a society that is totally non-functional. But yeah, if AI becomes just like the thing that everyone uses, instead of, say, coding, because that is going to be what happens. If it's so efficient to use it, you know, why would anybody bother to learn how to draw if you can't make a living with it? Somebody just gets the machine to do it for you. Or yeah, as soon as you make something and they steal it, you know, what's the point of doing art if somebody else can just take it away from you freely? And so it's one of those where it's like, yeah, I know I seem like a little alarmist with these things, but I follow and know a lot of artists because I was going to be one for a while, and so many of them have lost half of their work opportunities purely because of this. And it's easy to just be like, oh, you know, that's just how the world is, you know, automation replaces these people. But sometimes you have to ask, like, hey, did we need to? I think about this with like the automated taxis, that you have all these like auto cars going around, and how they're not better. And a lot of people like to be like, oh, but you know, a self-driving car is the future. It'll be lovely. You know, you won't even have to like, you won't even have to be in control. You just tell your car to take you where you want to go. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of fine. Then you read about you know, the robo car running over a lady because it thought she was a bicycle and not caring. And it's just kind of like, I don't know if I trust having those cars around. But you know, they're just going to end up in every city, and nobody really gets a choice on it. Hey, we got the nanoforge done, and the power pole. And yeah, the companies will also just shirk responsibility, and it's like, well, it's not our fault, it was the coder's fault. And so like when one of these things kills somebody, ooh, I guess we should move one of the wood racks over. I'll probably have to, I don't think I'm gonna have to swap things around or anything like that. Nope, put this here. One more. There we go. So now we can make tech wood, which is nice. Humans will always want human art. It kind of. You know, a lot of people out there that are just going to not. Like, I don't know. I have a very low opinion of a lot of people. We can also make wolfram and carbon. Oh, we did need carbon for a couple of things. I I guess I'd think in terms of like McDonald's food. Like how much of you guys will just go out and eat at a McDonald's as opposed to like a regular restaurant, for example? Maybe a lot of you will actually go to regular restaurants, but every time I go on a walk, I go past like the local McDonald's and it's always packed and it's weird. It's literally robot burgers functionally in terms of like human quality and whatnot. And so, yeah, there are always going to be people that are going for the cheapest possible thing, the lowest quality regardless. And there's like nothing you can do about it. It's just natural. Let's see, 5 matrices. So we need 1 matrix. Can I actually just pin these? Yeah, let's just do that. Because at this point I can make all of these. Except for maybe the electrolytic solution. I might have to go out of my way for that. Let's see. So diamond saw requires batteries. I think I can make quite a bunch. I'm grown up, I cook for myself. A lot of people don't though. Like it's so easy to just say like, yeah, I'm not going to be one of those people, or this won't be a problem for me, or where's that? Oh, why is there a tail in there? Yeah, people love to eat trash. I was at Burger King yesterday instead of making dinner myself. Yeah, it's the duality of man is that the convenience of fast food is really hard to get around, even though it is horrible for you. There was a documentary I watched like a while ago. I guess I should be making the impact drill, so we should figure out what I need for Wolfram. Or do we? How much, where did I even put those reactors, and what do I need them for? I have 3. We could go for Aquatic Genius. I think I'm actually... Oh, but the impact really is necessary for some of these, at the very least. To go back to the robocar thing, though, just like this... We should just have public transportation instead. Okay, smart tower first, then we can look into the other things. Does mean I'm going to need a lot of tech wood. But, I mean, we have a lot of wood sitting around that I'm not using for anything, so sure. But yeah, instead of ever using, like, taxis or anything societally, we should just... Ooh, yeah. What are my robots doing, man? We should just have more light rail systems and trolleys again. But of course, that's not great for the car industry, so we're gonna get robo-cars instead. I don't know, I love futurism. I love, like, the idea of high technology and whatnot. It just feels like the stewards of high technology are just a bunch of ghoulish businessmen. And it is impossible for me to be excited for anything that they have their fingers in. Because I know it's inevitably going to be worse than, you know, our pre-existing systems in a lot of ways. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with, like, trash food, but some people will actively only eat trash food. Right, the documentary I was talking about, too many distractions, too many topics. It was a documentary about how people were having trouble. I guess I should actually just move these wood racks. But they're having trouble buying groceries because buying like fresh foods and vegetables like was more expensive than say just getting a burger at McDonald's. Even though McDonald's was like less filling and less good for them, it was just kind of simpler on a personal level to just eat at McDonald's for every meal, especially because, you know, they were spending all this time at work. Generally incapable of, you know, spending time to cook for themselves, really taking that moment. Where did my tech wood go? Oh, I used it up. Okay, so we just need more. But, you know, they'd spend all day at work and come back and just, you know, pick up takeout on the way home. And that's fine, kind of. But when that's every single meal, that's how you end up with this obesity crisis in the US. And so, and it is a societal failing, but it is also like a market failing in some other things that we subsidize a lot of the wrong things and obviously just kind of support. We support a society where this is even possible. The price of fast food isn't even worth it anymore. And that is the funny part, is that, like, it doesn't actually work out long term. How did they... Oh, it's from one of the lower ones. That, inevitably, profit motives eventually make it so that these big businesses have to raise prices. So, yeah, at this point, if I wanted to get a meal from a McDonald's, it would be just as expensive as getting, like, a full meal at a Thai restaurant with, like, actually good food and vegetables and whatnot. Or just making it yourself. But for all these people who've kind of grown up just grabbing the takeout on the way home, they don't really get a choice. Well, they don't get a choice. They haven't really built themselves up to the point where they can make that food again. Because they just don't have the skill. I mean, even like on a personal level, I'm very reliant on my wife to do the cooking. I do some stuff, like I do chili. But if it wasn't for her, my diet would definitely be worse. What if I could actually upgrade these racks? I don't think I've ever checked. I don't think I can, though. Let's see. Snag another one of these. Yeah. Shell's literally just written notes for me. We should probably podcast for this. Yeah, Corp provides cheap... Oh, yeah. I mean, this is just enshittification. Where corporation enters into a market, provides a cheaper alternative, gets people hooked on it, eventually chases out whatever the original market is. At which point, then they have complete control over, like, what's going on. And they will then use that to raise prices endlessly. And nobody can do anything about it because whatever the original industry or competitors, you know, they're all gone. So textile mills back in the day and whatnot. Like, people like to make fun of Luddites as like, oh, you're tech adverse. And it's like, no, actually the Luddites were just people that wanted workers' rights. But they got chased out because big business wanted them gone. And, like, there's something kind of weirdly poetic about the fact that we haven't learned from this. And it's easy to say, like, oh, but, you know, clothes are so cheap now and readily available. And it's like, no, they're not. Yeah, so someone else is suffering to make the shirt that I'm wearing, or suffered to make the shirt that I'm wearing, or was just wildly underpaid in the process of making it. And then my shirt isn't even that good. Like, I don't know why it has to be this shirt exactly. It could be anything. Like, I remember buying pants from Target back in the day. When I was in college, they had, like, kind of nice pants. At least they looked nice and they were reasonably comfortable. And so I, you know, I would get my pants from them. But the pockets would tear out after, like, 2 months. Like, it would not last long at all. And there was something about that was, like, intensely frustrating because I liked the pants, but it's clear that the build quality was just that much worse. And so obviously I just don't buy blue jeans from Target anymore. Easy enough, but especially if I was, like, living in an area where I don't have better alternatives, I would just have to keep buying I just have to keep buying those cheap Target pants forever. When I was in college, one of my I was in a frat, sort of. It was a frat, close enough. And one of our advisors was so excited about super Walmarts and, like, how much better it makes everything in, you know, the areas that they're located. You know, look at how we can get access to all these products out in the country that, you know, previously we'd have to go, like, on a 2-3 hour drive for. But kind of the cost of that is, of course, every small mom and pop shop that used to exist in that area gets replaced with Walmart. And then if Walmart ever is like, actually, we don't really feel like being here anymore because we're not making enough money, now what? You know, all those mom and pop shops are gone. Kind of in the same vein as, like, restaurants, actually. It was Shell and I will go like driving through the country every once in a while for a variety of reasons. So we're going to a Renaissance festival. And we were driving through a small town, and the small town had like one bar and grill that was still in operation, and then every other restaurant was just fast food. And something about that was just like kind of horrifying to look at, because yeah, if you want to eat out, your only options are McDonald's. And of course, you know, at some point in this process, McDonald's is just going to be like, you know, we're just going to raise prices in this area. We have no competitors, so we can just keep bumping the prices up until, you know, people stop buying from us, and at which point then maybe we lower it down a little bit. Same thing kind of with the inflation that we dealt with in the last couple years. Do we take this back up again? I guess we can. But yeah, was it Grimes? Commander Grimes' theory of economics of so if you've ever read Discworld. Actually, let's bring this a little closer. Oh, Bomb's got a quest for me. Where the poor man buys a $10 pair of shoes and wears it for a year before the cardboard soles wear out. At which point, then he is forced to buy a new $10 pair of shoes. Whereas the rich man buys a $50 pair of shoes and wears it for 10 years. Or $100 in 20 years. I don't remember the exact quote. But it very much is kind of that logic, but through kind of pervasively through so much of our socioeconomic systems. And so it's part of the reason why, to go back to the AI thing, like, no matter what, it's just going to make things worse. You can croon about efficiency or anything like that. We've got 8 billion people on the planet, and many of whom aren't gainfully employed in a meaningful fashion. It's like, I don't think we need efficiency. And then, of course, it also heavily limits what you can do in terms of, like, breaking into the market. So one of the big issues with, like, being a creative person is publishing. So, for example, I don't know. Let's pick publishing books and whatnot. Like, it's a little bit easier to be an independent author nowadays than it was maybe 20, 30 years ago. But that you build all these convenient systems. Oh, Spotify. Spotify is a great example of this. Where Spotify is this cool, convenient thing. Like, how many of you guys are Spotify subscribers? It's not actually like a throwing shade thing. This is just a kind of gut check, basic check of, like, yeah, how many people are subscribed to a service, Spotify, or a service like Spotify, or, you know, other examples would be like Netflix or something like that. And we all have some subscription system that we're subbed through. I guess kind of a comparative one would be like Crunchyroll for anime. Like, at this point, if you want to be a successful, you know, anime studio, you pretty much have to go through Crunchyroll, or you have to go through Crunchyroll or Netflix, or like one of the handful of music producers, or not music producers, streaming services. Yeah, use YouTube Music because I have YouTube Premium to avoid YouTube ads. And yeah, I'm one of those people. But the thing with this is, the thing with Spotify is it is so convenient that most people don't buy music albums anymore. You know, pre-Spotify, people had to buy their music either through, admittedly, iTunes, or, you know, oh right, I was gonna go get some spray because we got to go clean up a little bit. I should probably also just hook things up so I can actually put some capsules on. But yeah, you had to buy CDs, you had to listen to things on the radio, and I mean, even the radio has kind of its own problems within this system, but for the most part, you could publish your music somewhere where people had to buy, like, a copy of it. Whereas now with Spotify, well, I can just, Spotify or YouTube Music, I can just throw on, you know, whatever I want. I could go listen to, like, the entire ABBA discography in a sitting. And, you know, it's great for me. I don't have to go looking for this thing. It's just convenient and there. See if I can hook this up. Okay, good. It's convenient, it's there. I don't have to worry about wasting any physical space on this ABBA discography, and I can enjoy every bit of music that they've ever made. And they get a fraction of a cent for every single listen that I give them. And, I mean, it kind of makes sense. If I listen to that discography as many times as I would, you know, an album that I own, they would make roughly the same amount of money, give or take. But recently Spotify had a thing where they did like a cutoff that if you didn't get above a certain amount of listens per month or year, they actively wouldn't give you, they wouldn't pay out. And so that cut off like 90% of musicians on Spotify, saying, you know, you are literally no longer worth the money that we used to pay you, and you can't do anything about it because, well, you're just not good enough. Let's move the tower at this point. No reason to keep it here. There's something just kind of weird and creepy about a business being able to just say, like, yes, we are no longer going to be paying you what we used to pay you. And yeah, it probably wasn't that much money to begin with, all things considered. But this is also like the first year that Spotify is going to be officially profitable, which is weird, because, I wonder why Spotify is, I wonder why Spotify is profitable this year now that they've stopped paying a bunch of people. But the problem is so many people are hooked onto this streaming ecosystem that there's literally nothing these musicians can do about it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna need at least one of these. Weird dichotomy. Games chilling and calming. Discussion is anxiety inducing. I'm sorry about that. I should probably go back away from this, but it's just like... Oh, wait, what? Oh, interesting. Literally can't put that in certain places. I guess I should go make some more, Yeah, I am playing in the ruins of what technology did to the city. Like, it's actually an apropos game for this topic. It's just odd. Same thing with Uber and all other companies. That's how they eventually became profitable. I mean, it's not even Uber and stuff. It was cars. We used to have, like, these really nice trolley systems, and that got torn out in favor of bigger and better roads because you had to just... Well, the car, and I think it was even tire companies were actively pushing to replace public transportation with individual cars because that's how they were going to make more and more money. Main character is literally Elon Musk. I mean, judging by all of this, I think Lucius is considerably more functional than Elon Musk. We don't know exactly about Lucius as a character or like who he was previously, but the fact that he woke up and then was able to just make this entire super farm factory with autonomous robots and everything, like Elon Musk couldn't do that. Elon Musk doesn't even have a real college degree. The guy came over to the US for like to go to college and then immediately started businesses instead and never actually finished his degree. And that's not exactly somebody that I think that could wake up from a cryopod and immediately start reinventing society. I think this game has a hoverboard or something. I don't think it does. It would be neat if we had something that made me move a little bit faster. But yeah, this character is very much kind of the Tony Starkian, would-be functional Elon Musk type character. Split some of these light bulbs. I don't need as many. Let's see. By the way, Wander, I know I asked earlier, is quality on Twitch supposed to be maxed out in 720p? No, it's not. I'll have to look into that. Semi-self-made man got promoted through the ranks from laborer. Well, Elon Musk ain't one of those people. I don't know about Lucius. Like, we don't know his backstory. Of, like, who he was. All I know is that he was some kind of genius inventor / mayor of this city before everything collapsed. Barbara's quest line unlocks something. Good to know. Thank you. Let's grab the rest of this stuff from these bushes. But yeah, so this is why I'm exceptionally suspicious whenever a company is just like, this is, you know, this is going to enhance productivity and efficiency and whatnot. Like, we're just going to replace artists with AI. We're going to replace writers with AI. We're going to replace translation with AI. And it's like, no, well, I mean, yeah, you are, but the quality is usually going to be worse. And, Shell, some people literally are just never going to care about ethics. Like, I will tell you that now. You can beat the ethical drum as much as you want, but some people will just look at you like you're insane for that even being a consideration, which is frustrating. Because, you know, ethics should be kind of on the forefront of a lot of conversations. But, you know, let's see. I was gonna do... I'm gonna need transformers? I need transformers and light bulbs. I'll carry these with me. Yeah, the quality will be worse. The cost will be barely lower due to the cost of fixing ass quality using the AI. And also just because, you know, whoever's in charge just is gonna want to make more money. Like, that's the one thing that, you know, business executives and especially like stock market demands infinite growth. There's no way that you can have a system that actually does consistent. Why would they put that there? There's no way we can have a societal system based around actually keeping costs low, because at some point someone is going to demand more money in this system. And even from like a business perspective, in the US, it is actually illegal for businesses to for publicly traded businesses to how would I describe it? They can get sued if they're not doing their best to maximize value for stockholders. And so that presents this like actually really problematic situation where big businesses actively have to be as greedy as possible. They can't go for a sustainable business model because at some point their stockholders are going to coup and say, you know, no, we demand that you make us more money. And there's something just kind of weird and horrifying about that, just as kind of like a core conceptual idea, that stockholders can say, no, you're not making us enough money, you need to be replaced, or shut down, or pay us more money. See if this hooks up. I want to go for the maximum distance. Yeah, it looks like we're good. There we go. See, I just want to move this thing around and use it to zap all of the things, so I don't have to use a the spray. There we go. That should keep that much more constrained. But I think we're going to need another power pole. And then eventually I'm going to put a containment unit over this one. Yeah, it sounds like a reason to not be a publicly traded company. Yeah, I saw a thing recently. Let's see, 6K to 9K bit rate. Oh, did I lower my bit rate? I did lower it yesterday during Binding of Isaac, so maybe that's it. No, it says my streaming output is 10,000, so it should be more than 720p. I don't know. Turret has 2 wire locations. Oh, it does. That'll be something to play around with. Yeah, stocks are pretty much legalized gambling at this point. Yep. And of course, you know, we've all been convinced that instead of pensions or any kind of like good social support system, everybody should just have 401ks. And so instead of having any kind of retirement packages or entire retirement system divorced from the stock market, we all are forced to participate further. Which means if the stock market goes bye-bye, so does most people's life savings. And of course, the rich and powerful get to play with all that money because, you know, where are people investing that money? Through stuff like Vanguard or whatnot. Now, is this one fully maxed out? It is. Alright, I'm going to start the containment field just so I can actually put the pieces in. We're going to need a battery and a bunch of plexiglass. Let's do a 3 contact. Is this correct? Yeah. Then I just need the lumber. And then I can keep moving closer. Have any of the lifts finished building? This one's almost there. In fact, yeah, I just need 2 more transformers and I can do this one. I just haven't bothered with it yet because I had so much to do on the regular rooftops that it didn't seem necessary. But we're getting to the point where I quite literally won't have anything better to do. I really like these zappers. Honestly, do wonder if I'd be better off with just a series of zappers and... What? What? Ow. I didn't know you could pick the worms up. That's weird. Yeah, I played mini games with the bots today. Nope. I'm kind of slow about the NPCs. I know I'm supposed to be buffing friendship with them, but it's... I don't know. It's not my most favorite part of the game. I will say that much. Okay, there we go. Got some cheese. And what else do we do here? I don't know. Grab these. That's a hell of a lot of electrolytic solution. I did need a lot of it. Okay. Oh, did I never actually got around to the smart tower level 4. That's fine. My bots will finish that off. That should be nice and clear. Oh, and I can actually destroy the big robot now. Or at least part of it. Nope, now I need the impact drill. Ouch. It's fine. There's a Steam achievement for picking it up. One of the gremlins? That's funny. So is this game a true post-apocalypse or solar ocean punk? Both. It is definitely somewhat solar punk. Yeah, you are able to do like a biomass reactor, but for the most part, solar is the endgame power, at least from what I've seen so far. Oh, why is that there? Why? But it is a post-apocalypse where effectively these like weird electric parasites have taken over a sufficient amount of the world, or at least driven humanity from it. Okay. Oh, right. I'm gonna need a ton of transformers. Let's get to work on that. Because I'm gonna need 9. Let's get some more electrical cables. I'm kind of low on plastic. I mean, it'll get easier once I start harvesting a bunch of things. Let's see. Do I have the reactors in my inventory? No, I don't know where they went. They're probably over here. I probably never took them out. So what happens if your health reaches 0? I'm assuming you pass out and wake up in bed or something. I haven't actually checked. Let's see, the NPCs do have exclusive blueprints. Yeah. So I should work on it. I think it might just be somewhat lazy and just buy gifts instead of the minigames, but I guess the minigames aren't that bad. They're just a bit repetitive. Okay. So this should be the final tier of the smart tower, correct? Yes. So what can we get upgrade-wise? Because I might actually want to grab a couple of these. Impact force by 50%, drill coolant, cybernetic hand calcinization. Autonomy accumulator. How are these replacing... Okay, so I just need a bunch of matrices, batteries, solvent. I'll come back in a second. Because, yeah, a lot of these are actually really good. Okay. Oh, I need pipes for that. I guess it's kind of maxed out. What about you? Yeah, I'm going to need to go get a bunch of raw materials. So we'll probably want to go to a lower area. Let's see. Why do I have the light bulbs? Oh, I need the matrices. Which I'm pretty sure I don't... Yeah, I don't have any remaining. There we go. I've got light bulbs. Oh, biomass is the other one. Are we just out of spare biomass? I mean, I can go get more. The antenna has a face now. Oh, that's unsettling. Let's see. I guess I should just start farming for biomass. Okay, sort that. Oh, no, we've got 50 now. Let's give this a shot. We'll see what happens. Let's see, when was the last Ocean Punk game you played? I mean, probably Raft. Raft and Flotsam are the two. I haven't actually played Subnautica in a while, and I don't know if I'd call that Ocean Punk in the same way. Oh, I need batteries. Whatever, let's get the autonomy accumulator. The solar panel. The sturdy minion battery. Ooh, yeah, that is good. Okay, so hammer reinforcement. So I need solvent, 3 batteries, 2 solvent, 3 batteries, and goop. Let's see. So we have plenty. So batteries seem to be the big limiting factor. Let's carry around 5. Subnautica has a mod that makes it more horror-based, too. Interesting. I don't know how much I actually care deeply about Subnautica being scarier. I think it was plenty scary enough, but that might just be a me thing. There we go. Okay, so now we've just got a bunch of really big upgrades for this entire setup. I never heard of Flotsam, I'll look into that. It's a pleasant little... It's like a civilization builder. But you're on this, like, big raft. I guess it would be raft crossed with RimWorld? Something like that. But I've had a very good time playing it. It's developing very slowly is, like, the one downside. That... I think it's still a while from being done. And that's making people, me included, a little cranky. Go back to this. There we go. And when they do a release for Subnautica 2, is it going to be multiplayer? Are you going to play with people? Absolutely. The moment a game is multiplayer, is the moment it goes, like, much higher on my to-do list. Oh, right. I was going to go get U-coins. We'll go from there. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I just don't know who I'd play with. I might even end up playing it both with Shell and then at a later date with, like... Ooh, right. Can I actually upgrade this thing? I can. I'll work on that, because I think we are going to need the cash. Let's see. Because, yeah, let's take a look at this. Because I bet we just gained access to a massive amount of game. Watching YouTube videos on Subnautica made me not want to buy it once it left early access because the mystery was gone. Yeah, Subnautica is definitely one of those games that, like, you kind of need to go into completely fresh without any information. Ooh, Grinwald's store. Let's go check that out. Previously an agriculturist, now trades in seeds and fertilizer, restoring life to a flooded world. His mission is to restore the world's greenery. Bring back even the most barren lands to life. And we've got another one up here, too. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. I do, customer. Oh, hold on a minute. Let me get myself straightened up. There, seeds in any color for any taste. Hand-picked selection. Can I ask your name? My friends call me Grinwald. You can call me that, too, even though you're not my friend for now. If you share my passion for preserving the biology of the new world, then we're friends. Where do you get your goods from? On my off days, I go around to all of the different roofs and pick up anything left on the ground, and the animals help me a lot. But I'd have to get far too theoretical in order to explain that. Okay, so we can buy... Oh, he does sell reactors and memory modules. I do actually need reactors. Yeah, because I don't know where I'd find them otherwise. Okay. I'm assuming now that I've unlocked him, we don't have to worry about it. We also have Eisenhart. Sells high-tech gadgets designed to solve the problems of the past. It's wares at the height of engineering and innovation. Watch it be wood. I hope it's worthless junk. You're here from very far away, but that's as far as my interest goes. What'll it be? Delivery not included. Who are you? Eisenhart, factory worker at your service. I'm a watchmaker in my spare time, but everyone has too much time on their hands nowadays. Where do you get your goods from? Set up production, of course. Cobble together some minions, send them to conveyor belts and machines. Nice to see the little fellows following my footsteps. Trade. Okay, so he sells some high-end stuff. Bulk biomass. Bulk metal. Bulk plastic. That's actually really good. So the question is, okay, once you've unlocked one of these, it's not a problem. I guess let's go to Shards of Pandora, see what I get. And then let's go spend our money. So we get 20... Oh, Decorative Road. An ominous visitor from distant worlds. Pandora traveled a long way before coming to us and making a mess. Oh! So Pandora might have actually been is like a captured moon. That's interesting. Okay. Much as I want the bulk resources, I think we're going to go over to this one. Yeah, so bulk is 16 units, which is good. You have sweet cream seeds yet? Yes, I do. Okay, so let's trade. I'm going to buy a reactor and 2 memory modules. And then we're just going to head back. But yeah, that would explain why the water has risen. Sort of. You wouldn't get more water, though. Like, you would definitely get an amount of... like, it would mess with the tides and stuff. But it wouldn't flood the planet. Like, you'd need to get that water from somewhere, like melting polar ice caps. It would cause the water to go in different places, that's for sure. You know, only way more water would happen is if the poles melted. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I was right. It was global warming. Round of applause is your reward. Wait, what? Okay. I guess actually that was dumb. Whatever. I guess canonically, global warming is not the problem here, even though it absolutely is. Okay, so what am I gonna do? I mean, one thing people said is that you can cut these trees down. Yeah, they are growing. So I guess it's time for me to actually just start cutting down all the trees on my property. Because we're gonna need those planks for a lot of things. Tech wood especially. If the moon crashed into the planet, it would heat up the planet. It didn't crash up. Or, I mean, if the moon crashed into the planet, everyone would have died. Like, there's no way you can have a moon crash situation where people survive. So actually cutting down the... Oh no, cutting down the dead trees does just get rid of them. That's fine. Yeah, we just need a lot of biomass. At the very least, this will get me a lot of spare wood. So now what do? We've got the tech forge. We've got a lot of upgrades. I think the big one at this point... Oh yeah, keeping these repaired. I'll probably have to make a repair bot. Oh yeah, I think that is actually one of the protocols I can get. Because if I can have one of my robots just going around repairing things for me, that would be lovely. Have we seen other humans yet? Sort of. Humans in machines. Okay. So, big one that I need is impact drill. Problem is I need 2 more reactors and 5 wolfram. But that's the big progression stopper. I need more reactors, but I don't know if I'm going to find them with my current setup. I'm going to just move these over, because I'm not going to be using them anytime soon. So I think what we do is we probably look into going down. Let's see, because yeah, we've got a couple of new rooftops I can get access to. I'm not going to be able to spend too much time at them because I have a limited amount of time. But in the reactor, say you could get them from the press. Let me check. Okay, the roof or mechanical press. Oh. So this thing. Well, memory... I'm going to just pin that. I might be able to do that. I think I'm going to need some more supplies, though. Because I'm going to need a lot of transformers. Oh, right. I needed 2... I need 1 more at least. I don't think I can do this yet. Because I'm going to need more plastic. So I think we're going to leave that for a moment. Because I can go get a different lift set up. I think I can actually finish that lift off. That one's close. I don't know where that goes, though. It looks pretty empty down that way, so I might leave that alone for a moment. And finish off one of these other locations. Yeah, 4 batteries gives you a reactor. Good to know. Okay, 75%. Nope. 55%. There we go. I'm glad he let me redo it for failing. Yeah, so I should probably just hang out with the robots every day. It's easy enough. There we go. Yeah, just grab as much biomass as I can, because I need a lot of things. But yeah, instead of spending a lot of time on grindy bits, let's take an elevator down and just see what it can get me. Too far away, excuse me. I mean, I guess. Ooh. So this place looks messy. There we go. Don't care. I'll get it in a second. What I should probably do is get at least enough that I can get the, oh, this is gonna give me all the things I need. We should find just enough to get wood, though. Because I'd like to... Okay, good. I can actually use... I can actually press these buttons without having to use the keyboard. Not that it matters too much. I was scratching my face, and it's just like, oh, yeah. Can I actually do this minigame? Well, my hand's off the keyboard. The answer is yes. It's nice. But yeah, let's get a chest down so I can actually send some of these materials back. We've already got the sheet metal. I don't know why I can't pick that up. I guess just hi. All right. Empty bottle required. Yeah, that's the problem. Empty bottle required. Fossilized roots. Something here has got to give me wood, yeah? I see a number of things that can and will get me wood, just not at the moment. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, there's a freaking tree right there. I don't know. Brain was elsewhere. Put these down, small storage. Grab both. And we're good. Yeah, so this will give me tons of resources. Let's see. I just need an oil can. Okay, crafty. What do I swap in? Plastic for oil can? Because, yeah, I might as well upgrade this. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it to max tier, but at least we can give it some space. What's this one? It's not far shore. This is... Grim. It was supposed to be gym rats, but I missed. Don't think about it. Okay, back to crafty. Put these things away. I guess I should go to farm 2. Put that away because I don't need it at the moment. Crafty. I have no idea how this sorted anything. Oil away. I guess the rest of this is probably just going to go in here. I'll just have to hoover it out at a later date. Okay, so now that I've done that, the big issue mostly is going to boil down to I need more pest spray. This area, pest spray in bottles. This area got messy. I wonder if you ever bought a brand new gaming laptop and had it blow up on you a couple months later. I've never had that happen. That sounds awful and I'm sorry. Yeah, I've been pretty lucky with my gaming laptops, but I also tend to get fairly reputable ones. With decent reviews. The current problem I'm having is my gaming laptop has like a weird battery. It'll be full charge, and then I'll turn it off, turn it back on again, and it'll think I have 0 battery. And I do not know why. And so that's something I'm going to have to either replace or just live with for a while. Because, yeah, once it's gone back up to full charge, I can unplug it and walk around with it, but it just takes a while. Let's see. Okay, do I have enough plastic? Not really. I was thinking if I can get a bunch of plastic, I could... I guess if I rip apart these light bulbs that I'm getting, because I don't need more. Oh, is that? Oh, it's just tomato plants. Because yeah, if I can come back with a bunch of plastic, I can get a bunch of bottles. Because a lot of the things that I need to deconstruct here need bottles for some reason. I'll have an amount. And some coffee, which is terrifying. How long has that been sitting there? Why is it still hot? I have no idea. We might as well just drink it. Shame the coffee doesn't put me over 100%. over 100% health. I think burgers do, but it doesn't matter that much. Let's see. These are plastic. Okay. And unfortunately, this is one of those where every time I reach a new rooftop, there's kind of the question of what is most efficient. The big problem is we just have this thing hanging out here. I think what I'm going to try and do is probably just clear this place out and then just ignore it forever, instead of trying to manage that, and just every once in a while we come back through with the spray and go absolutely nuts. Because that would be a very good way to get ink and electrolytic solutions. Unless there's something else that I can actually access here. But I think this is just another one of those small one-off resource locations with no real plot relevance, just a... Okay, no real plot relevance, just a ton of stuff to collect, which I'm fine with. I actually like that. Big hole in the middle there seems different from others. I mean, there is a building down below. I was really hoping that I could actually go through the entire, let's see. I was hoping I could go through the entire high-rise that my character started on, because you could see through the holes into the building below, but it seems like it's not the case. I guess that's fine. This game's already big enough as it is, and some of the novelty is starting to wear off, so it's probably a good idea that we start marching much more, like, aggressively towards the end of the game. Big one is probably going to have to make more Ucoin farms just to get enough gifts. Let's see. Wonder, do you bring your own camping utensils, since restaurant utensils are too flimsy? That is a weird question. No, I've never done that. I've never been in places where restaurant utensils have felt flimsy to me, but I also haven't eaten in a restaurant since 2021. Not quite. I do eat outside, but I'm never at a place where the utensils felt flimsy. But I also don't eat a whole lot of food at these places with utensils. Is that a potato? Oh, it's fish fat. Got it. But no, I don't think I've ever had that experience. Any of those experiences. Okay, what am I missing? A light bulb. There we go. Take them all. You know, amusingly, to go back to that question of, like, why have I started streaming on Twitch as well? Oh, there's actually a water pump here, so if I wanted to, I could set up in this location. That could be fun. One of the comments that actually did cause me to think about Twitch a little bit more aggressively is actually Arthur in chat had said, like, hey, you know, if you remember me from Twitch streams, and I was just like, oh god, I have been away for long enough that somebody would have to say that. I don't know, just felt guilty that I disconnected from that side of my channel's audience and whatever. And so that was one of the other reasons where I was like, yeah, I should probably come back. I have no excuses at this point. Okay, well, we're going to come back with a bunch of scrap metal, which is nice. I'm going to eat the seafood soup, get it out of my loadout. Oh, we should probably grab the battery from this as well. Yeah, what else do we want to grab here? Because I'm kind of reaching my time limit. Because I have a meeting at 1 o'clock that I should go to. Or that I promised I would go to, so I should go to that. More paper. Or are these just a bunch of these are just a bunch of batteries. Hell yeah. That saves me some money. Twitch being a pain somehow worse than YouTube is an accomplishment. Yeah, that's actually what my meeting is going to be about. YouTube wants to ask me about streaming on YouTube and my experiences with it, and then also simulcasting on YouTube and Twitch and what the differences are. And so, I guess actually if any of you guys want to post about that in the ask side of my Discord, the ask suggest things, I might actually be able to be like, hey, this is why YouTube feels worse than Twitch. Let's see. My audio's just cut out for some reason. That's weird. Thank you, headphones. Wait, there it is. Took a minute to come back. No idea why. Okay. Think that's good enough? Yeah, let's bring all this back. Or, I don't know, maybe just drop some things off. That's a lot of stuff. That's the big thing for this game, is just getting to the point where you can finally get access to all the sweet, or like every time you get access to a new location and you get all the associated sweet loot, just feels really good. Now I'm going to be able to build so much. Yeah, I guess I can stick around a little bit longer. I was really hoping that the upgrades would speed up how quickly you unscrew things here. It's fine, but it does feel like, I don't know. I've done this mini game how many times now? And some part of me is just like, yeah, at least the unscrewing part could be faster. You'd think with my super sci-fi hand I'd be able to just, like, delete screws from existence. Who would keep a paint can in their television? What unhinged monster would do this? Yeah, the upgrades are negligible except for the last hammer one. And I was still hoping the last hammer one would just make it so it only takes one hammer strike. And it is kind of weird to me that, no, it still takes 2 hammer strikes. Okay, what else do we have here? With that, there's also a bunch of gardening stuff, but I don't know if I care too much. Let's see, love to watch your videos. Thanks for playing our game. Oh, wow! Thanks for dropping by. Admittedly, you've caught me kind of right at the end here, but I've been enjoying this game thoroughly. Not a lot of games let me just run around scrapping and crafting things in this manner, and in such a dense environment, too. And so it has been a joy to just, I don't know, clean up the environment slowly, and then replace it with nothing except for in my home base, but whatever. There's just not enough for me to build, but that's okay. Let's see. The problem is I'm going to have to come back here with a small army of water bottles, because almost every single one of these things requires a water bottle to be dismantled. At least I can get a little bit more. And the transformers, yeah, we're gonna have plenty. Some of these I guess I can break. Some of these I cannot. Yeah, despite the repetition, I do feel like the little mini games using the tools, they're simple but refreshingly clever. Yeah, I think it was just one of those where, like, I crave the incremental nature of, like, progression systems. And so, the reason why I grump about the screws being too slow is mostly just because, I don't know, I was kind of hoping the super sci-fi drill would subvert it after a while, just purely from the perspective of, like, oh, you know, start slow and boring and eventually become speed mode. Hey, and for people watching Twitch, there's a free key for the game in chat if somebody wants to grab it. Yeah, thank you, Mandagora Games. It was very kind of you. And for people who haven't haven't tried this game yet, highly recommend it. It is very zen when I needed something very zen. I should not be streaming. I have like oodles of games to record and work with, but I couldn't not keep chipping away at this game. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take a little bit of a break for the holidays just because I'm not going to have my gaming PC. I'll have my little laptop, and I don't know how my little laptop's going to handle this. It might be fine. I don't think this game's that demanding. That looks like we might actually have a couple. I already bought the game, can't buy it. Or can't use the key. Well, at least you get to enjoy it. Okay. So if I've functionally seen everything, there's that bit of frame. And then I think the rest of this I'm going to have to leave for later. I don't know how I'm going to get the sheet metal and stuff up. Somebody was saying I could potentially bring one of the frames up, but I'm not actually sure if that's true. Oh, there's a little bit over here. Okay. I really hope it's one of those where it's not like Twitter, where if a developer was giving away keys, bots would just immediately scrape it up. Hopefully I don't have any key scraper bots just hanging out in chat. That would actually be a bit crushing. I guess if you did snag a key, please at least do the courtesy of saying thank you to the developers. You know, just because. And peace of mind, too. Let's see. So the rumors about Twitch purging gamers or shutting down. I don't think either of those are ever going to happen. I don't think you need to worry about that. I think Twitch is going to be doing dumb things, and they're probably going to have, like, weird management. I think the one right now is, like, adpocalypse stuff, where advertisers don't want to be advertising over people talking about politics, and so that's causing some problems, but, like, that's just kind of normal and to be expected. Because nobody wants another PewDiePie situation. Or Elsagate, or like a bunch of other things. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I should probably upgrade these. This one's, no, it's not maxed. Ah, but we needed the tech wood, but we actually have tech wood now, so that's awesome. Okay, well, as much as I'd love to continue streaming, and as grateful as I am for you dropping by Mandragora Games for dropping by and dropping those keys, I do actually have to go because I desperately need to pee, and I've needed to pee for a while, and then I also have that meeting to go to, so I can complain about the state of streaming on YouTube. I don't know if it's really that much of an issue. And I don't know how much I'm actually going to have an effect, but I still feel like I should be doing my part and trying to help out where I can. But for now, this is a lot of fun, as always. It seems like we've got maybe 2 or 3 streams left in us before we probably reach the end game. Maybe a little bit more. But I will be back with more of this probably in early December, or very, very late November. So like in a week or 2. We will see. Subscribe so I'll come next time. Hey, thank you. All right. Well, have a lovely rest of your day, everyone, and I'll see you around. I hope the meeting goes well. I mean, it always does. It's not like my meetings are particularly dire or impactful. It's just a matter of, like, you know, giving good feedback. Let's see. Do I know anybody streaming at this hour? I do. There we go.